All right, we are live, guys. We are live. Okay, guys, we are live, and I got Carmela with me. As you guys know her as my sister. All right, so here's what we got. Here's what we're gonna do. This is Mob Chat Monday, episode one. Me and Carmela, we're gonna be dipping into this book here. Hold on a minute, because I'm gonna. Oh, where'd you go? Hold on. Add to the stage. Okay. We're going to be dipping into this book right here, Undercover Cop. There's a lot that goes on with this book. So we're going to do chapter by chapter. This is the first episode. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what we do. Don't look for perfection. It's just the two of us hanging out, chit-chatting about this book. Carmela, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Carmela's right there. I'm going to go over a few names that are going to come up in this book as we go through it. Tonight, we're just going to dip into it, go maybe over chapter one, chapter two, a little bit of chapter three. Here are some of the names that you're going to hear from us, okay? You got Michael Tessetta, Rory DeLuca, Joey Riccardi, Jimmy C, Bobby Alveggi, Michael Perna, Thomas Pee Wee DePhillips, Andy Gerard, Sal Citrullo, Joe Zara, just to name a few. That's just to start us out. That's some of the names that are in this book. Now, there's a lot of discrepancies in this book, and this is what we're looking to do. We're just looking to have a good time. Both of us are reading this book, and we call each other and text each other and say, did you see that? Did you see this? So that's all we want to do right now. We want to dip into it a little bit. Carmela does a little more reading than I do. She has a little bit more on me on that aspect, but let's get into it. So, Carmela, what's going on? How are we doing? You're looking forward to doing this? We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It'll be fun. Um, so to be completely honest, there's so much going on in this book, and for many reasons. I've had it when I tell you probably 3 or 4 years, and every time I pick it up, I couldn't bring myself to read it. And and then once I started, I kind of skimmed through it, saw the couple names I needed to see, and it was just too much, and I never did it. So I finally dug into it, and then, as you know, it starts off, the chapter one with King's Court being in Newark. So we could just start with that. Oh,
King's Court. Okay, folks, this starts off with an undercover cop being at King's Court in Newark. There is no such thing. The first line is a lie. It's a mile from me right now. It's in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. It has nothing to do with Newark, New Jersey. Okay, let's go. Let's get into it a little bit. What did you find out? What are you thinking about chapter one? What are you seeing in there? Let's go through. Listen, guys, we're only touching on this a little bit tonight. We're not going through the whole book. It's not going to be a long show. Episode one, we're just going to dip into it a little bit. What are you seeing in chapter one? What's your thoughts? Let's go through it a little bit.
so well, it's comedy. It's comedy gold, because when he talks about meeting Joey Riccardi and Rory DeLuca, and he meets these guys, and now they're gonna go and they're gonna boost undercover cop cars for guns and whatever valuables they could find. So that right there to me is pretty funny.
Where are they doing this? Where are they doing it though? At King's Court?
Say where? I don't know. Bars, different
I
bars.
think I think it was at King's Court because all the wise guys used to go hang out at King's Court. He was a worker there.
Yeah, but possibly, I don't know. I thought it was a couple different locations. It could be maybe King's Court, but yeah. So, and then we get to the part where the first car that he gets to happens to be an open black Mercedes. Nobody locked the door. So
my God.
in his mind, it has to be somebody who's mobbed up. So I'm just dying at the way this book is written. So they have to be mobbed up because wise guys don't lock their cars. What? Okay. All right. So the first car he goes to, he opens it up and there's a briefcase in the back seat. So he gets the briefcase and they all go back. Nobody found any guns. They got a little of this, a little of that. So they all go back to the car and they, show everybody what they got, whatever. So he has this briefcase. So he won't give up the briefcase. And they're like a day or two or however long goes by. And they're like, call him the next day, a couple days later, and we're like, hey, we're gonna need that briefcase. So he said he found $2,000 in it, and all of the slips, all of the betting slips, all of the owed slip, all of this crap. It was
Right.
so the magical car with all the magical stuff in it on
Yeah.
the first
Right.
hit. Yeah.
Well, let me pause you for a minute.
Mm.
I know what was in that briefcase. Construction blueprints of jobs that they had going on and some cash.
Okay.
Bobby A. and Michael Tassetti. I think it was their briefcase.
Mm.
That takes us to the next spot because
Well,
he
they said
wants.
it was Jimmy C's briefcase, and Tassetta
Oh,
called him and said, I want that briefcase. We need that briefcase. And this clown says, I'll give you the briefcase for $5,000.
he tried to shake down Michael.
He tried to shake down Michael Tassetta for $5,000 for this freaking briefcase. So,
Oh my God. Oh my
so
God.
was this guy dreaming? So then they were like, okay, he won't give us the briefcase. Okay, Mikey, how you doing? Are you good at cracking safes? So now we're gonna go safe cracking. Oh yeah, I'm a great safe cracker. So they take him to this area, the buildings, wherever. They get him in the alleyway, and supposedly Joey and Rory DeLuca beat him up, and then Joey shot him in the head. And somehow he crawled out of the alleyway and made it to the street. And lo and behold, there was a Newark cop driving down the street and picked him up and took him to the hospital.
Okay, so he's saying Joey Riccardi shot him in the head.
That's what he said.
That's Tommy Riccardi's brother. Tommy and Joey and Bobo Riccardi. They're three brothers. So he says that Joey shot him in the head. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Joey didn't shoot him in the head. This comes out later on. They gave him a beating. They did not shoot him. Joey did not shoot him. Later on, when the HBO special was about to air, Joey got wind of that. This word was out there, or in the book, wherever it might have been. Joey got wind that Mike Russell accused him of shooting him in the head, and this is on record, right? And this is on record. This is what he says happened.
Right.
Joey proves him wrong. Joey Riccardi, who did his time, he did his time in Otisville actually with John Riggi. Joey Riccardi did his time with John Riggi at Otisville.
Wow.
So but Tommy went bad. Joey gets out. He leaves the area. He's like, I'm not made. I don't want to be around anybody. I'm ashamed by what my brother did. I got to get out of here. Joey goes, I think, to Phoenix. I don't know where. He went somewhere else. And he gets wind of this. He sues Mike Russell and he wins.
Oh my God.
I think it was 30,000 or something like that. He sued Mike Russell. So he never got shot in the head. Is it in the book that he got shot in the head?
Oh, yeah.
Joey?
He had a big gaping hole in his head.
No,
he lost
never
his
happened.
he lost his sense of smell and taste.
Yeah. And that's why he says it gave him the energy. It gave him the that was the boost for him to do this.
Yeah, right. To take down the world.
Okay.
Right.
So let's go backwards a minute. So he's supposedly mob cop, undercover cop Mike Russell. He was not a cop. He was not ever a state trooper. It says right in here in the beginning, one moment, New Jersey State Trooper Mike Russell was working undercover playing his role. Okay. He was never a state trooper. He was an East Orange cop, East Orange, New Jersey, right here. He was an East Orange cop who got terminated, fired, and shamed for shaking down transvestite hookers on Evergreen Place in East Orange. He was never, ever a state trooper. The book opens up with two lies, Carmela, two lies.
Right.
King's Court's not in Newark, and he was never a state trooper. Right from the door, it's a bullshit book.
Yes. Yes.
Crazy. So that's the start of it. And now they're at King's Court, and he's trying to play the role, trying to be this guy. What's he doing? Trying to take down scores? What was he, a shamed cop at that point?
I
What?
guess.
He
I
was he a
know.
fired? He was a fired cop at that point. and just working at the
He
King's
was a
Court?
fired, yeah, he was a fired cop and they were paying him. So they paid him for everything he needed. And then it was supposedly one of the state troopers ideas to get this oil business. So that could be his cover, which was exactly right next door to their, their hangout, the clubhouse there.
So he was a informant.
A big fat rat.
He was not a cop.
No.
He was a disgraced cop and trying to be a knockaround guy. He opened up this oil business. So trying to be a street guy, basically.
Right.
And was really an informant. But at King's Court, he was trying to be a knockaround guy until Joey Riccardi, or they beat him up, right?
Yes. They beat him up. And then after that, he supposedly, now he's going to stay away from the Lucchese's because they beat him up and shot him in the head. So now he's driving down the street and he runs into a couple of black guys beating up Andy Girard in the middle of the street. And he saw that, well, first he saw the car and he describes it as, he had a BMW and it was out of the character for one of the wise guys to be driving a German car, whatever, right? So he sees the guy get out, impeccably dressed, he describes it, and now he's getting beat up in the middle of the street. So he said in under 10 seconds, it's like he's Superman. He said in under 10 seconds, I was out there and I saved Andy Girard. I beat up the bad guys and me and Andy Girard became best friends, basically is what he's saying. And then they went into Joe's Diner. And that's where it all started, supposedly, where Andy told him, that's where he got in good with the top guy and blah, blah, blah. And then they started giving him jobs. And Andy Girard started sending people to his fake oil business, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
His fake oil business was on Davenport, and I think the club was on Davenport and 11th, if I remember correctly. Davenport and 11th in Newark. He set up the fake oil business. He never met Andy Girard in that way. That story never happened. Andy Girard already had heart problems at that point. Andy Girard was at his business, which was called Electricians, which was in the back on 4th Street by Tingling. I don't know if you ever remember Tingling, but by Tingling, that's where Andy Girard was. So he saw Andy Girard in passing, basically. That's all he knew of Andy Girard. That fight never happened on Bloomfield Avenue.
Yeah.
It never happened.
He's really something else. I'm glad he got sued. I wish Andy had the opportunity to sue him.
No, Andy's a street guy. He's never going to sue him. Joe left the life. Joe Riccardi left the life because of what Tommy did. Jojo was in Phoenix or somewhere like that. And he said, you know what? My only way to get back at this guy, we don't sue people, but I'm going to sue him. And he sued him and he won. And HBO, you cannot find that. You can't find that, what is it, documentary?
Yeah.
You can only find it on YouTube now. HBO dropped their endorsement of it after they found out that he lied about everything.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what happened. So that's where we're at with that part. So he was a disgraced East Orange cop. He was never a state trooper.
Okay.
He was not an undercover cop. He was an informant.
Right.
And what was the nickname he gave himself?
Mikey Gaga. Mikey Gaga. He said that's how he introduced himself to Andy Girard. And then Andy Girard said, okay, Mikey Gaga. Andy's saying that. Oh my God. I want to throw the book out the window.
Mikey Gaga. Oh
Mikey,
my.
and that's what Andy called him, Mikey Gaga. Oh my God. What? Yeah. No. So now he won't go around any of the Lucchese's because they beat him up and shot him. So now he's on to the Genovese and the Gambinos.
But wait a minute. Back up a minute. What made him go see Michael Perna? Do you know? Is it in here?
No.
Why did he go see Michael Perna? Where are we in? That's in.
And then when he went to go see Michael Perna, they were like, "Oh yeah, did you learn your lesson, Mikey?" Oh, that's where he said he walked into the diner and everybody stopped eating when he entered the door. When he walked in the door, everyone looked up and stopped eating.
So Mikey Gaga, Mike Russell, Mike Russell walks into a diner and sees Michael Perna sitting there with his bodyguard,
With
right?
his bodyguard. Yep.
And he
Walked
says,
over and
and so when Mikey Gaga walks into the diner, Michael Perna's sitting in the back.
Mhm.
Mikey Gaga walks in the diner. Everybody stops.
Everybody stops. Royalty has entered the building.
They stop eating their food and everything. They stop.
Yeah. Yes. To get us
Because Mikey Gaga, Mike Russell,
Mikey
undercover cop,
Gaga.
walks in
That's
to
it.
approach Michael Perna.
Yeah. Yep. Who is
There
probably?
is no way Michael Perna would ever sit down with this guy.
Can you
There's
imagine?
absolutely no way.
Hey, did you learn your lesson, Mikey? And he said, "Oh yeah, you win some, you lose some, or something crazy."
Oh, so Michael Perna says to Mikey Gaga about the beating from Joey Riccardi and
Yeah.
who else?
Joey
And
Riccardi and Rory DeLuca.
And Roy DeLuca. So he says, "Oh my God."
He said, "Did you learn your lesson, Mikey?" And Mikey said, "Yeah, you win some, you lose some, or whatever." And
He's
then
saying, Mike, he puts in the book that Michael Perna said this to him. That's
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. So
It's
then
so wrong.
I don't
So
know what
wrong.
happened after that, but I guess I don't know. He just really didn't want to. It just goes into he really didn't want to deal with the Lucchese's anymore. He really
Because
didn't want
he,
to deal with them because he was afraid of them. Now I guess I don't know. So now he's on to the other clubhouse where the Genovese guys hung out,
right.
and,
Davenport. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I don't know if there were even any Gambinos. I think it was all Genovese.
Well, Davenport, that area was all Genovese guys.
Mm-hmm.
That section of Newark was mostly Genovese.
Because everybody that got arrested, I mean, they were all Genovese. I mean, there had to be others too, because there were
No. It wasn't others. It was all Genovese.
every single one. And
yeah.
I don't remember the exact number. I want to say 41.
41, but he never was in the social club. He had the oil company on the other side. He set up a camera somehow. He broke in or something and put the cameras in.
Right.
That's all that was.
Right.
So that's all that was. It was not that he was friendly with everybody. Yes, they saw him outside. Yes, if you see in the YouTube video, they see him outside. Yes, 100%.
Passing. That was it.
Yes, Joe the Indian. Yes, stop flexing. Joe Polverino. Yes. A lot of guys were. Yes, Mikey Gaga. They call him Mikey Gaga in the chat. Oh my God.
I can't see the chat. Hold on.
Oh my God. I remember this. It was all over my neighborhood. We couldn't believe when we seen it on HBO. Well, Gerard Sarcelli, later on, HBO pulled it. They will not air it. He lost the endorsement of HBO once Jojo Riccardi sued him and he found out that all these people were lying about him. So yes, Johnny, he pumped holes in the door, in the wall, and he put cameras up there. But that was it. That was basically his only interaction was from the outside looking in. Nobody had trust in him. They weren't sharing, what did they say? They were sharing suntan oil with him and shit like that?
Suntan oil, and he could go in Joe's diner anytime. Your money's no good here. That's what Andy told him. Your money's no good here. And, just this whole crazy, everybody's best friends now.
Oh my God. So he went, so he just made all of this shit up.
Every bit of it. He's really crazy. I mean, what are the chances that he's going to go to the first car and find an open Mercedes with a briefcase? I mean, I guess he did find the briefcase, though, you said, right?
They found the briefcase with construction papers and money.
So he did find it. Okay.
Oh, the briefcase is a true story.
Oh, well, then he got very lucky, didn't he? He got very lucky on the first car.
Well, he probably was robbing 100 cars, but
right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So got Mikey Gaga. I can't. They're dying over the name, Mikey Gaga.
Mikey Gaga, you fucking freak.
So he was Mikey Gaga. Can you imagine? Yeah, so there's no way Michael would ever meet him. There's no way Andy would ever meet him.
And there's
These
no
guys would.
call
These
him
guys
like
would never.
Gaga.
I just can't get over Monkey Gaga.
And he said that's what Andy called
Oh, Gerard Socelli. I was in that pharmacy all the time. Stadium Pharmacy. Absolutely. Big John was walking into our club. That's the video that Big John is in, walking into our club across the street. My uncle's club. That's the same video right there he's talking about. So Stadium Pharmacy was on Roosevelt Avenue and 2nd Avenue.
Gianni.
If you can't trust a guy, Mikey Gaga, I mean, who are you going to trust? Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, Carmela's doing great, Steven. She's good. This is gonna take a little time. We're just dipping into this right now. And yeah. Loves Big John.
Two dummies trying to do a book report.
Yeah, two dummies, right? Big John was a good guy. Yeah, Big John was all right.
They were all good guys, man. They were all good guys.
I used to sit next to Big John, and I gotta tell you, he was aces, but he was a leg breaker, I believe. I mean, he was.
Yeah,
he was he was a leg breaker. Yeah, so that's see, you get some people from the area. Dean loves Big John, but Big John used to carry the bread.
Yeah.
As Patty would tell us, Big John would carry 3 loaves of bread, one for his wife, one for his gumad, and one for our club. He would carry 3 loaves of bread. Oh, you grew up with his daughters? Oh man. Big John, yeah, he was Gerard Socelli. You can't see the chat, huh, Carmela?
I see it now. Bobo said, how can you say Gaga without laughing?
Yeah.
Right?
I will put more trust in Pee Wee Herman than Gaga. So there are other players in this book. Pee Wee, really, the Pee Wee is one of them. There's a lot of different people in this book that we're going to tap into. Eventually, we're doing this slow and steady, just like we're doing this YouTube channel. So that's what we're doing here. We're just taking it easy. We just tapped into it. We felt that this need to be counteracted. Some people may understand it. Some people may not understand it. The bottom line is, Carmela, let's get into some of the phrases that he used to
oh, wait, I got a good one.
Get into some of the phrases that he
I got
used
a good one. Good one. When he walked into the diner, he said that Andy Gerard told the person, the older Italian lady in Joe's Diner who worked there, he told the lady that this guy, Mikey Gaga, saved my bacon. Saved my bacon.
He said that Andy Gerard said, "Save my bacon."
He said Andy Gerard said that he saved his bacon.
Mikey Gaga said that.
Mikey Gaga. That Andy Gerard said, "Listen, lady, this Mikey Gaga saved my bacon."
Oh my God!
He put this in writing. In writing. Oh my God!
What were some of the phrases that he used to describe these guys we know? What were some of his phrases? What did he call these guys?
What did he call? I think it was Tessetta. Was it Tessetta?
Well, he called Tumac a junkie, right?
He called Tumac a junkie.
Now, listen, Tumac is a douchebag. He's a rat. He's an informant, but he was not a junkie. He was not a heroin addict.
Right.
That's confirmed. He was not a heroin addict. So Tumac was the captain for the Jersey Lucchese crew back in the 80s. He was not a junkie.
Right.
That's not true.
It was not. That he was calling them. Okay, so when he went to do the safe cracking thing without that was his name, Allegri, something like that. Him, Rory.
Who, Bobby? Bobby Alveggi.
Yeah, Bobby. So Bobby, Rory, and Joey. When he was calling them the Three Stooges and the Knucklehead Trio.
The Three Stooges and the Knucklehead Trio.
Yeah, the trio of knuckleheads. And then
what other words? Did he say goons? He said goons too.
Oh, he calls them goons. He calls them fat slobs, bookies, low light. Like, he's just really a piece of work. Like, the only one he doesn't really talk bad about, he made Andy Gerard look like he was great, and everyone else he kind of shit on. And even further in the book with some of those other names that you mentioned in the beginning of the show, he makes them look stupid too, and they're far from stupid because some of them are still alive and they're 85 years old and only did 3 years time in their entire freaking life. So who's stupid?
So he labeled these guys as goons,
Goon,
slobs,
yep, goons,
don't
slobs,
don't know how to dress. Just
heroin
what he made
addict.
them out to. He made them out to
Mhm.
be like bums, basically, right?
Yeah, a bunch of bums, a bunch of low life bums that don't want to get real jobs.
Now he said they looked like not slobs. They didn't dress nice. I saw these guys at a club called Rockin' Robins every weekend.
Hmm.
Every weekend, dressed to the nines, fur coats, cigars, playing the role. We'll call it playing the role, but
Hmm.
always impeccable. Every one of those names were impeccable. Michael Perna always dressed beautiful. Marty
Yeah,
Tessetta, forget about it. Michael Tessetta, forget it. All these guys dressed
Andy was
impeccable.
flawless.
Joe
Andy,
Zara, Sal Citrullo, they all look
yep,
beautiful. Every
always.
day, no matter where you saw them, whether it's outside the club, whether it's the club on Roseville Avenue, all the clubs, Davenport, they all looked nice. I don't know what he's talking about calling them bums and slobs. I mean, it's just
Can you
that.
imagine? Can you
Well,
imagine who looks?
that's what goes to show you that a guy like Mike Russell, you could see the hatred, the jealousy that they
Oh,
have for our culture. You can see it, and
right.
there's many on YouTube that you could see how they can't stand it. They want to pick at it. They
Look
want
what
to pick at
Toro
the.
said. Toro said they were making approximately like $1 million a week, according to the courts. And then there's another. Yeah, we'll get to the. I don't want to give too. I want to say mine. We'll keep it where we're at. But yeah, they just. I mean, according to the feds, they made $4 trillion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I was here. I saw this, and I saw this,
Oh,
right?
they made money. There's no doubt about
And
it.
Gerard Cicelli, I mean, you were probably there right next to me at the bar. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You probably were right next to me with my crew at the bar. We saw these guys. They were dressed to the nines, looking fantastic, playing the role, so to speak.
Who's
But we
Gerard
didn't know it
Siskel?
as playing the role. It just came natural to us. It was an every night thing. Saturday night, 10 o'clock, we're going to Rockin' Robins, and that's where we were. And these guys were all there, all there. So call
Look at
them
Bobo.
slobs.
I ask the same question all the
What?
time. How is this
Which one?
guy on this side of the dirt? How is he still alive? How is he still out there? I don't get it.
It's mind boggling.
Isn't it?
It really is.
It's incredible.
Now he says that he lost his hearing. What did he say he lost? No, no.
Oh,
He
he
said he
lost
lost
his
sight, smell, and what?
smell and taste
He said he lost his smell and taste because JoJo shot him in the head.
because JoJo shot him in the head.
He never showed a scar.
Nope.
He never turned his head and went, "Here's my scar."
No.
JoJo never shot him.
Well, so how long was that documentary up on HBO? Or did
That
they
was
take it down before it aired?
I had a VHS they sent to me, so it had to be. Oh my God, 2001 maybe. I got that VHS 2000, 25 years ago, 23 years ago.
Right, but what I'm saying is how long did it air before they realized it was crap and then they took it down? Like did it actually get HBO airtime?
One time,
Oh, just like one time. Okay.
and they pulled it. Once JoJo saw it, and got wind of all of this stuff, whatever he was doing. Once
Yeah.
JoJo got wind of the story, I guess HBO might have been contacted. You can't find it on HBO you're never going to see it on HBO. You'll see it on YouTube in 4 parts.
Yeah.
HBO is not mentioned at
Right.
all. HBO pulled it.
I mean, he was there. He was in that little next door place.
No, he was there. He was
He was
there.
definitely there. He was
But
definitely.
he was there, but he wasn't honest. He embellished too much. And
Yeah.
this is where it's a beautiful thing where embellishing gets you hurt. It gets you hurt because he cannot mention HBO. He can't.
No,
I heard he's on Facebook and all this other shit. He cannot mention HBO
I can't
because they stripped him of it. They
find him.
stripped him of it. Yes,
They
Detroit City, you saw it, but you saw it on YouTube. Nothing of HBO is mentioned. They show Channel 9 News when the takedown's going down in Belleville. You said 41 guys. I mean, that's quite a bit.
That's a lot. That's like everybody. That's
So
like that whole area. That's like the whole crew. That whole area. It's like everybody.
41 Genovese guys in Belleville and Newark. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mike Russell, the 007 secret agent.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just fell apart. It just fell apart. He never made anything of it. He was not a cop. He was never a state trooper. He was an informant.
He's a friggin' beat cop beating up transvestites, and he got
Beating
fired.
up transvestites, robbing transvestite hookers on Evergreen Place in East Orange, and they
And then
fired him.
became an informant, and then he started the oil business, and he started. I don't know. I guess according to him, he started making money because he had to do something, and they were removing furnaces. So he had to get a couple guys to help him, and Andy sent him a couple guys that needed work. And what?
And
Yeah, and doing all the things. Sure.
Andy was sending him some guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him some guys. They
I
needed.
cannot.
They needed work. Yep.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? All right, so we dipped into 1, 2, and 3. I think we got the background story. Mikey Gaga. Listen, guys, get this book. We don't want to give him the money, but we want you to be informed. We want you to enjoy.
We want you to read a good fairy tale.
Yeah, we want you to. We kind of want you to be involved in what we're doing here. So there's a lot of things here. There's a lot of things in this book we're going to dip into. I talked to some people that have firsthand knowledge about some of this stuff, and they give me some background information. So that's basically what we got. Let me see what some other notes that I have here. Okay.
Yeah, Tommy, you definitely got confirmation that he wasn't shot. I mean, how would anybody know that? Only you would be able to know that because you know the people who to ask.
Yeah.
How else would we know? I mean, to me, it's not believable in the book before you even found out that it's not true. I remember I was saying to you earlier, I don't even think he got shot. How do you get shot? And he crawled out of the alleyway, and then nobody got arrested. They just let somebody shoot you in the head. And because you're such a great undercover cop, they're not going to report it.
After being shot in the head.
After being shot in the head, right? So it didn't make sense. And then you were able to confirm that. And then even the Andy Gerard thing. So who did you talk to? Perna.
Some guy I can't really mention on here, but
Oh.
there's people still around. I can't,
Yeah.
Got to be careful. I told you offline, but I can't.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, how else would you know these things? Because people read this crap. It's just like it's just like these mobologists that come on, freaking YouTube, and they're like, when you know what I mean, you'll watch a show and you can see and hear all the things that they're saying that are not right, and you'll call them up and you'll let them know, listen, that's not right. This is right.
Here's the beautiful thing about me and you. All right. We're Jersey guy, Jersey girl. This is us, right?
Right.
What I did 30 years ago by keeping my mouth shut has me able to be doing the stuff that I'm doing right now. You see the show I'm involved in. You see the people I can talk to without obligation, without hesitation, nothing. I can get all of it. And this is 30 years later, 27 years later, that I'm able to do something like this because I made my reputation way back then. And I could talk to so many people right now without hesitation. And we could do a show like this and I get you frontline information. There's things we were talking about 2 hours ago that I got confirmation of right before we went live.
Right. Yeah.
And you're going to come up with this stuff too. I mean, we're both going to be able to come up with these things.
Right, right. There's certain things I know and certain things that, that
We have
obviously.
access to, and we're
Yeah.
bringing real. It's a real thing here. We are not two wasps trying to bring mob news with a critical vibe to it.
You want
With
to
a,
be
with a
Saxon American?
we're sincere,
We're
and we have firsthand knowledge, and we've been through this thing. So you got a good team right here on this screen. We're going to bring you good
Yeah.
stuff going forward. So we're going to go through this book. We're gonna dissect it a little bit. We're going to do the best that we can. We're not guaranteeing perfection. We're two people that have great. How do you say it? We have. I don't know what's the phrase to say. We have stake in this.
You
We
right.
have
Yeah.
we have. I don't know what it is.
And it's your intuition, it's your gut. Like you're reading it and you're going, there's no way on the planet Earth that this happened. There's no way. There's no way Andy Gerard called him Mikey Gaga.
Oh my God. I'm picturing Andy right now
Can you
because
imagine?
listen, Andy was a beautiful man, a
Yes.
beautiful man. Oh my God, he was the Pope of Clifton Avenue, basically. I mean,
Yeah, I believe.
uh,
So you said Andy wasn't coming around because he had heart problems. He said Andy wasn't coming around because he was on parole. Oh, and then he wanted to ask. He asked him to. I don't know. He tried to get him off of parole or something. I don't know, something crazy. But that's why he said he wasn't there because Andy couldn't be around known criminals.
that's not true. Andy had heart problems already. He was
Yeah,
already not well. He looked fantastic.
yeah,
He was the man of the night when he was out, dressed
yeah,
up nice, all flamboyant colors. He always dressed with colors.
yeah.
He always dressed nice. But he started having heart problems. That's probably in his 50s, 40s, maybe. So it's all bullshit. He never got beat up. He didn't become friends with Gaga. I can't believe I'm saying this. Gaga. He never became friends with Mikey Gaga. It did not happen.
Patting him on the shoulder. Okay, Mikey. Yeah, okay.
He saved my bacon. Andy Gerard saying he saved my bacon.
I have to find it. I'll find it and screenshot it to you. Oh my god.
And then him walking up to Michael Perna like he's going to intimidate Michael Perna.
Yeah. Oh, I walked up to him. I made sure I could see him reach in his jacket, but I made sure he could see my hands.
Oh
Oh,
my God. He said everybody stopped eating when he walked in.
they
That's
all
what he
dropped
said.
their forks and watched him come in because he was such a sight to behold.
Man, man, man. This stuff, some of this stuff is bittersweet for me
Oh,
because
same.
these were the guys I knew, and
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm.
know, just it's a little tough,
It
but
is.
it's
It's
but
it.
it's interesting
I think we all
and
feel
it's
the way
you know,
about the fact that people just go out on such a such a freaking witch hunt to just track down gamblers, like,
oh, that's another thing, yeah.
and some of the sentences these people get, I mean, it's just
Pee Wee
crazy.
got out and they got Pee Wee got like 20 months. This was a gambling case. That's all it was.
Yeah, some got 37, but
Did
yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah,
37 months.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was federal? Like,
I don't know. I don't remember.
no, it was state police, state police, state. It
It
was
was
state.
state, so they were not
It
having a
was
good
state.
time.
So they didn't do all that time. That's I remember when Pee Wee came home. I was at the club. I was there.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
when Pee Wee came home. I remember it clearly the day he came
yeah.
home.
I
He
remember.
came home. He got a silver Coupe de Ville.
Did they all get out at the same time, I wonder?
I guess around the same time. See, the thing is, they didn't go to trial. They pled out.
Right.
Which, well, that's a money thing that they made a choice on
Yeah.
because 41 guys you're going to take off the street at one time, go to trial. You're
Matt,
emptying the bank at that point. There's no money in the bank at that point.
right, right.
Everything they've done for 15, 20 years,
Down the drain.
they're going to spend it on. So I'm sure they would have wanted to face Mikey Gaga at trial. Oh my God. But, you know, they made a decision. Okay, guys, we got to go with this. Now, I don't know if the chin gave them, I don't know who was in New York at that time. I don't know if anybody gave them the nod to go ahead with guilty pleas because you are pleading guilty to a
What?
conspiracy.
That was the chin. When did the chin? When was his end? When did his reign end? I don't remember. I know he was the boss for like 27 years, like something crazy.
I don't know if it was the chin then. It was definitely, they got to get the nod from New York. They can't just, 41 Genovese guys can't just plead guilty without getting the nod.
Right.
97? 97. Okay, Detroit City. 97.
Oh, 97.
Yes. Yes, Arms. That was in I did cook at that social club. That is correct. Arms pays attention. I made Pee Wee DePhillips liked hot dogs and eggs, believe it or not.
Pee Wee did. Yeah.
Pee Wee DePhillips liked hot dogs and eggs. So I was at the club when he came home. They remodeled the whole club because they knew he was getting out. This is on Roosevelt Avenue. This is the club that in that video that Big John is walking into.
Right. Oh, okay.
So the finish line was on one side of the street.
Uh-huh.
The other side of the street was our club, Roseville Athletic Club. Next to that was a Gambino club, which was Morgan's club. But anyway, in this club, they remodeled everything. My cousin's husband did all the construction, and they remodeled the whole club before Pee Wee came home. He got a brand new Coupe de Ville, silver with a black top.
Wow.
They tiled his garage so that he could park the car on the tile.
Oh my God.
On Fairway Avenue in Belleville. So this was a tight. My point is, this is a tight group, a well-respected group of individuals.
Right. And I mean, smart. I mean, after that mistake, they never went back to jail.
None of them went back to jail.
The other one may have gone back to jail. He may have gone twice.
Who? Pee Wee?
No, the other one.
I don't know.
Cichulo?
I don't know. Short time.
Short. Yeah, the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe twice. But yeah, you know what I mean? For all the years that you're in, if you only did 3, that's
80 years old, 3 years? Come on. Tommy died at home. Pee Wee died at home.
Yep.
He was on house arrest, but he died at home.
Oh, he was on house arrest? Yeah.
He was on, whatever he was on. But he died at home. Kidney failure, I believe.
Oh.
What's when your skin gets yellow? What is that?
Well, your liver.
Kidney or liver? What is that?
Liver cirrhosis.
Liver. Okay, a liver failure. His skin turned yellow.
Yeah.
He lived on the same block I lived on. He lived on Fairway Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was living there for about a year. He was at the corner of Fairway and Belleville Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway. All right. So I think we're good. We did 45 minutes. I think we're good, guys. I think we had a good introduction to this this series that we're going to do. We went into chapter 3, kind of where Mikey Gaga walks into Michael Perna and kind of punks him, so to speak.
Right.
And then we're going to get into more. So let's see what we got. Let's go. Let's just take a quick look.
All right.
Chapter 4.
All right.
Chapter 4. Chapter 3 is Gaga. Gaga. I can't get it. I'm going to be dreaming Mikey Gaga tonight.
Mikey Gaga.
So, okay. So we go into chapter 4 is next, Balancing That. It's called Balancing Act. It's about it's a lot about Andy. This will be a good. Next one's good. Yeah, the next one's going to be good. It's a lot about Andy Girard.
And how they hung out at the diner and all the.
Yeah, the next one, chapter 4, is all Andy Girard. That's going to be a really good one.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read chapter 4 now.
I know. I'm going to read it.
Howie Martin. I don't know these people. Okay, a little bit of Lucchese, a little bit of Genovese, a little bit of Newark, a little bit of Jersey City. There's a lot going on in chapter 4.
Yeah, chapter 4 is longer than the others, it seems.
Oh, it looks like a great chapter, though.
Mm-hmm.
What places? Let me see what places they talk about here. Talking about some restaurant. Oh, they went to North 6th Street Italian restaurant. What was it? The address on the paper is Mom and Pop, North 6th Street in Newark, which I'm there all the time. It was an overflow from Little Italy, Manhattan. He's not naming the restaurant. Zara is in this. Andy Gerard is in this.
Tommy and Jocko, he said. The cons, Tommy and Jocko. The two so Tommy and Jocko are the two ex-cons that Andy Gerard sent him to go to work with him to to
remove furnaces.
Remove furnaces. Mm-hmm.
Remove furnaces.
Oh my God, Jocko, stop it!
I want to see some of the restaurants, but they're not naming it. But they got a lot going on. JFK Airport, Joe Zara. The Crisco Disco, West Side. Oh, okay, so they go into New York a little bit. All right.
Oh yeah.
Chapter 4 does a little bit between New York and New Jersey. A long chapter, Carmela.
It is. It's longer than the rest.
But it looks good.
It does look good.
Wow, it looks good.
The rest.
Sally Boy Randazzo. Oh wow.
Did you know him?
Sally Boy Randazzo. Vito Genovese comes into here. Okay, there's a lot of things. Park Sheridan. There's a lot going on.
So we'll have to take good notes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the next chapter. Wow. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad book. It's not
no,
a bad.
No. Look, the book is good. I say Crisco Disco. Yes, Gianni. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great book. Why is it a great book though? Because of the culture aspect that we can relate to?
Because you have to read through this shit, but when you do, like there's still some parts that are real. You know what I mean? Like the places are real and the names are real, and I don't know. That makes it good for me, you know? And he was there. He just didn't know them like that. But he makes up a story, whereas you can picture the story minus him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could picture the restaurants and you can picture the people, and I don't know.
Look,
it just makes it.
I guess because it's home. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is for me, I think, and all the all the names, and
I guess because it's home. Hopefully, hopefully people enjoy it. Listen, you know us too for a long time right here. Yeah. Carmela's typically in the chat, but now she's going to be the YouTube content creator extraordinaire. Okay, that's what.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Great book, terrible movie. It happens all the time. Well, look, it's close to our hearts in many different ways. Yeah. What can I tell you? It's a book. We're dipping into it, and instead of us having this conversation offline, we said, well, you know what? Fuck it, let's go live.
Yeah,
let's do it. We would be having this conversation right now. So instead of just having this conversation between the two of us, we are having this conversation, and you're with us. So that's how we're looking. That's how we're going about it. Carmela is the Don. Yes. Carm, you're doing great, kiddo. You got to come back on we're going to probably be doing this weekly, Gianni. This is probably going to be a Monday night thing. We're going through this book. You better believe we're going through this book. There's a lot in this book. So we are probably going to do this every Monday, guys. We don't know what time, but we'll figure it out. We just dipped into it right now. We spoke about the background of it. Thank you, Detroit Sigi. We spoke about the background of it. So I'm going through the chats now because these are our people, Carm. These are our people. So you got to entertain the chat a little bit. Did we get any trolls tonight? Hopefully we did not. Does the book come in audio? Fancy Nancy, that was my question. Unfortunately, it does not. As you do know, I do need audio books. But Carmela's like, you can read this chapter. It's fine. You can read it. Just read it.
Yeah. Like, because you know why, Tommy? Like, you just looked at it, right? So when you look at it and when you start seeing the names, that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's what keeps you going. Even though you got to read through some of his crap, when you start seeing the names, that's what makes you say, "Oh, oh," you know what I mean? You want to read more. Crazy as hell.
Right. Because like I said, it's home, so it's close to home.
Right.
So I guess that's why. Yeah, I wish it was an audio book, Fancy Nancy. I do wish it wasn't. Okay, Fancy's gonna read it to me. All right.
She's gonna read it to you. She's gonna come to the stoop and bring a bottle of wine.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't with you too.
We have
The
a read
talk was
along.
all right. This is good. Mike F. Mike F. is very. He watches everything. He gives his honest opinion, and he will criticize me when criticism is needed. So Mike F says, weekly sounds good to me. This talk was amazing tonight. Carmela and Tommy co-host well together. Of course, did you? I had no doubt about it. I had no doubt about it.
Oh,
That
we got Mike F's approval.
We're good.
That's it. We're good. We're in.
We're good. We locked it in. We got made. We're good.
Mike F, we made our bones tonight. That's
We
excellent.
made our bones. She just said we made our bones. Do you understand what I'm dealing with here? She just said she made her bones tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. All right, I just want to go through the chats a little bit before we log off, but hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I mean, we all right. And
this
in
is
the ocean.
This is gonna be comedy for a while. Look at Gianni. He can't stop with the Mikey Gaga.
Mikey, if they're going to dream about Mikey Gaga, I cannot believe
Gaga
it.
ought to narrate the book. Can you imagine that mope? He's down in
Did
Florida.
he literally say to Mikey Perna, I am Mikey Gaga?
Oh, I don't know if he said I'm Mikey Gaga. He walked up and Mike Perna said to him, "Did you learn your lesson?" "Oh yeah, Mr. Perna." You just know it didn't happen.
I miss these guys, Carmela. You don't understand. Michael Perna was the best guy around here ever. Oh my God.
Oh man.
It's terrible. It's terrible. He did 25 years, never opened his mouth. Him and Michael Tessetta did 25 years straight. Never said a word. He came out and died of COVID.
Who did?
Michael Perna.
That's awful.
Man, it was a very sad
How
day.
long was he out before he died?
3 or 4. That's it.
Oh my God.
He gave his life to this thing. He really gave his life to this.
Yes, he did.
Thing.
Yes, he did.
25 years, never said a peep. State prison, 25 years.
Jesus.
They pled guilty to a state RICO. And the deal was, we're going to plead guilty to such and such. I'm not going to get into the details because it's bad. But 25 years we'll give you. You can never charge us again. Michael Perna and Michael Tessetta. You can never charge us for anything that was done in the past.
So that was Michael Tessetta. So Michael Tessetta got out too?
Michael Perna and Michael Tessetta got out around the same time.
Okay.
And
so if it was COVID, it was only a couple years ago.
3 years after. Yeah, right away. Died right away.
Oh my God.
Couple of years. He was out a couple of years. He would look great. Listen, we joked that I was on the track with these guys. You've heard us say it, right?
Yeah.
At Belleville High School. These guys were always on the track at Belleville High School. They were always conducting business outside. And Anthony LaVista, ALV says Stigs was always out on the track with these guys. I wasn't.
Right. When he was there reading his books, like we should have been doing too.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So, but the guy was in shape. He came out in shape. Michael Tessetta, thankfully, he's still alive. He's still around.
Yeah.
And but Michael Perna was one of the best men ever. This was the guy. I said this many times before. We had the Little League in Belleville, and nobody really had money. But after the Little League games, everybody that played in that night at Belleville Little League field, they got a free hot dog and a free chocolate Coke, whatever they gave us. But we never knew. The wise guys paid for it. We never knew it.
Oh, that was nice.
And it was apparently him and a few other guys that did that for us.
Yeah, they're big into sports like wrestling. Like you said, you went to the wrestling match the other day.
Johnny Perna, state champion. Johnny Perna, state champion.
Yeah.
Coached my kid to Atlantic City. You know? Wow. Yeah. So, all right, guys, listen. We're going to end it here. Hopefully you did enjoy this. Carmela, you feel comfortable up here? We're good, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Your first time?
I might have to get a voice changer. Just
No,
kidding.
no, we don't need a voice changer. And that was her car. Do you see that car up there, guys?
Oh, that was my car. I named her
Gianni, you see
Mary.
that car right there, Gianni? You see that car right there? What was that, Carm?
That was an ATSV. An
You drove,
ATSV. Yes.
you drove an ATSV around.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I named her Mary Magdalene, and I loved her. And then my
Wow.
degenerate gambler boyfriend destroyed our treatment center, and then that was the end of my car.
ATSV. Wow.
Yep.
That's a crazy car.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Oh, it had everything. It had a data recorder in it, so I could take it to the track.
Really?
It had a data recorder in it. It's a
Well, it's basically
race
a
car.
Corvette engine in there, right?
It's a race car, yes, but there was a data recorder in it. It had everything. Paddle shifters, Recaro seats, like all of it. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
ATSV. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Bobo, that's my sister up here. What do you mean? Come on, there's no competition. My Cadillac is her Cadillac, but my Cadillac is not good. It's not a V. It's none of that. Right there. All right, guys, we're going to end it. Carmela Hangout. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for stopping in. We do appreciate your presence. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm probably going to do a music minute in a little while. I got to get a few things. I got to do a few things over here. But yeah, so look out for us next Monday. We will be back.
Yep. Tommy's going to need.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Bye.